Hey there, friends. Welcome back. My name is Lauren, and this is Han Acre. It is a beautiful day today. It is feeling like spring, although I think we're still in that false spring that happens every year here in Northeast Pennsylvania. We are 6 weeks away from our last expected frost in Zone 6B, and you know the drill. We're sowing seeds. Last time I sowed my large tomatoes, eggplant, and a couple other things. And so, as usual, I want to start by checking in on those things that I sowed to show you how things are coming along. I just love growing tomatoes. Tomato seedlings are just like so satisfying to me because it's like a little forest. These are looking really nice. They already smell like tomatoes once you pet them, which I always like to do to give their stems a little bit of a workout, get them nice and strong. Plus, I think it's just calming for me. It's good for the plants and for me. I don't know where my brain was with some of my counts last time when I was sowing these guys in their blocks. But I'm going to be sowing a couple varieties of my large fruiting tomatoes. I think the numbers I was going by, and this is for peppers too. I did a count and I'm like, that's not enough plants. I think I forgot about myself. I think I just did what I needed to do based off of my plant sales from last year. But yeah, I need to plant some plants too. So I don't know. But we're going to fix that today. My main planting objective for today at 6 weeks before last frost is to get our small fruiting tomatoes planted and going. So I do 3 types of small tomatoes. I do a cherry, a grape, and then a yellow pear. So for cherry, I like to use baby cakes, but if you remember from that last time, that was one that I had a real hard time finding this year. I have a few seeds of that left, which I'm going to plant, and I might keep those back for myself. I'm waiting for a seed shipment because I was able to find a replacement for that because I need a cherry. And I was actually able to find some of my favorite jalapeno seeds. So I'm still waiting on that to come. Hopefully it comes today. Let's see, what else? Yellow pear is like its own variety. And then for a grape tomato, I prefer Juliet. In addition to the small fruiting tomatoes and the extras that I'm going to be planting, I'm planting quite a few different varieties of flowers today. I have a lot. I have quite a bit to do. My tomatoes, I'm going to be planting still in soil blocks because I need another large tray like this. My flowers, I'm going to be using a plug tray, 98 cell plug tray, because I'm tired. But I still got to get these seeds in the ground. So before I get to my seeding for the day, I thought I would show how I water my blocks because I realized I didn't really cover that, and it might not be automatically kind of intuitive how you water these blocks. I will start by watering this little happy tray of snapdragons. I got a little overzealous on my seeding after the failure of my first tray, so I'm definitely gonna have to thin these out, but that's okay. Spring is on its way. Let's see if I can do this without spilling everything. So really, I just pour in along the edge, which is why it's important to leave some space. I've got a little bit of space there. You pour in, let that water soak up. I don't know if you can see the movement there, but these guys were really thirsty. I will usually go through and water everything once and then kind of come back to where I started. And usually in that time, you're going to know if you need to dump water off or not, because you don't want them to be in standing water all the time. You want them to be hydrated, but not like in a pond. At this point, which I'll turn and show you here, my blocking mix has pretty much dried out. There's still some moisture in there. And I think I talked about this before. If you have extra blocking mix, if you don't use everything that you make at one time, you just can let it dry out. And then when you are ready to use it, you just come back in with some water, rehydrate it, mix it around, and it'll be ready to use. Some good news I discovered while I was seeding there is that I had more seeds of baby cakes than I realized. So I was able to do my full count with my favorite seed. And so now I have those two other varieties that maybe I'll plant some. If I get low germination with these, I'll plant some next week. Otherwise, see you next year. Very high tech. I'm not using this for its intended use. I think it's supposed to, yeah, it's supposed to fill balloons. But you know what? It does the job. Don't tell Grace. It's really just a light sprinkling is all you need. I'll go back through just in case I missed any. And then I just like to give them a little pat. Little extra love to start them off on their journey. And then we're done. Moving on. Like I said before, for my flowers that I'm sowing today, I am just going to use a regular old plug tray, 98 cells. Because number one, I don't need 20 blocks of each of the flowers that I am sowing today. And also, I'm just tired. I literally have a couple weeks to go in my pregnancy. And so, you know, it's about energy conservation. What's really important? What is worth my time? Right now, the plug tray wins. So today I'm planting, I think, 11 different varieties of flowers. They are all still cool season, cool hardy annuals. Some of the things that I am sowing today are Sweet William, Adoratum, Feverfew, Yarrow, what else? Status, and some cornflower. Seems like a lot. There's 11 different things, including different colors of each. Like Yarrow is a mix, Status is a mix, Sweet William, I have a few colors, Adoratum, I have a few colors, so nothing too crazy. It was strongly suggested to me that I cut my planting list in half this year, and the fact that I'm not planting a full 20 blocks of each of those things, plus other flowers that I have, is proof that I really have cut back this year. It's probably not going to look like it, because this is still a ridiculous amount for any sane person to plant, let alone a person that will have a very tiny baby during planting and harvest seasons. But, you know, if anyone sees my husband, they can just pass that information along that I really have tried to cut back. I would appreciate it. I am going to start with ageratum. I don't know how many people grow this, but I grew it last year and I love it. It's a fantastic filler. Really nice color on it. It holds up well in the vase and I just think it's awesome. All right, where are we at here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I better pay attention to what I'm doing. Otherwise, this is gonna be a real mess. Thank you for some pelleted seed finally. Can we just pellet all small things? 1, 2, 3, 4. It really is a beautiful day today. I'm itching to see some life outside just like everybody else, but I know that this is probably a tease. So I'm gonna enjoy it while it's here and we'll see when we can trust it. I'm not trusting it now, even though the air is starting to smell fresh. The weeds are starting to grow already, if you haven't noticed. And I would love to just be working some ground today, but it is also very, very wet. There is so much moisture in the ground. The water table is so high right now that it would just be a mess. But, you know, there's a reason that we call it mud season. A lot of these seeds need light to germinate. So this is a flat that I am not going to cover again with potting soil like I just did the blocks. All I'm gonna do is mist them to kind of water them in and get them in better contact with the surface of the soil. I'm going to get these seeds onto my heat mat, start that process, and then we'll talk about what's next. Well, friends, that is pretty much all I have for you today. I am going to enjoy some sunshine, and I hope you do too. Next time, we will be giving an update, naturally, on all of the plant babies. It should be around 4 weeks before our last expected frost when I see you again. And if I don't see you around that time, it either means I am in labor or I will be tending to a very tiny new little human. So hopefully I will see you and I will be getting ready to plant our first round of probably cole crops. I could have started them a couple weeks ago, but knowing that I wasn't gonna have ground ready or be ready myself to get them in the ground for a real early planting, I didn't bother with it. So we'll see. If you have not done so already, please take a moment to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all of our homestead happenings. And I hope to see you next time, right here on Hawn Acre.